Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, man. I didn't want to do this video just yet, man, but I seen Karceno's video where he was breaking down the Chicago Bulls versus this year's Golden State Warriors team, and 95-96 Bulls versus the 15-16 Golden State Warriors in a series. Basically breaking down the series. Look, I disagree with Karceno. I heard some of the stuff that he said, but that's fine. He's entitled to his opinion, and I looked at some other people on YouTube, some Chicago Bull fans / Michael Jordan fans, saying that the Warriors ain't shit and all that, man, and that the Chicago Bulls would just blow through the Warriors in 4 games and all that type, and they would sweep them. First of all, that's ridiculous. That is inaccurate. Now, I'm not even talking as a Warriors fan. I'm talking as a basketball fan. First of all, let me ask y'all a question. Did the Chicago Bulls sweep any team to win those 6 championships they won? Absolutely not. If I'm not mistaken, except for the series with the Lakers that went 5, they had to go to a 6th game in all those series. I think they beat Portland in 6. They beat Phoenix in 6. They beat Seattle in 6. And the 2 times they beat Utah, they beat them in 6. Now, keep in mind, Jordan's last shot, that final shot as the Chicago Bulls, player, he pushed off on Brian Russell. Everybody knows that. That was an offensive foul. And he did it right in the referee's face, and the referee didn't call it. But we already know about the Jordan rules. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this team that the Warriors have versus the 96, Chicago Bulls, this is a 7-game series. Straight up. You Chicago Bull fans can get mad. Y'all can take it all you want. This is a 7-game series. Straight up. You think that the Chicago Bulls would just go in there and just mop the floor with the Warriors? You're sadly mistaken. You being prisoners of the past, and you still caught up by the Jordan mystique. Because keep in mind, Jordan lost some playoff series. Yes, he never lost in the NBA Finals. But at the same time, he kept retiring. So that, I guess that's what sort of makes the mystique about the Jordan and the championships so unique to people. Well, keep in mind, he did retire a couple of times. Well, he retired multiple times. First of all, people say, well, the Warriors ain't never faced a team like that, 95, 96 Chicago Bulls. Well, I'll tell you right now, the Chicago Bulls never faced a team like the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors can defend and they can shoot the lights out. I don't think any of those championship runs that the Chicago Bull had, they were number 1 in all-around defense. I gotta check the books. If they are, somebody feel free to correct me. But let's just keep it 100. The Chicago Bulls was pretty much a 2-man team, Jordan and Pippen, and then a bunch of role players. The Warriors are a team, flat out. If you look at the Warriors starting lineup, the first 4, you look at the backcourt, you look at the front court. Then Andre Bogut, he's not really a scorer. He's in there to defend and block shots. That's his job. But the Warriors have, in that start lineup, they have anybody that can get hot. They have 2 players in Steph Curry and Klay Thompson that can go for possibly 40, even 50 points in 1 game. Then they have 2 players that started, Draymond Green and Harrison Barnes, where if they get hot, they could go for 20, 25, possibly 30 points if they get hot. Then not to mention, they have Iguodala, you know, last year's series MVP. If he gets hot, he could go for 25, 30 points. Keep in mind, Iguodala was a pretty solid scorer in his years in Philadelphia and Denver. So people are not taking that into consideration. You know, Chicago has some good role players. You know, they had Kluko, they had Kerr. Yeah, they had Paxson, they had Hodges. But like I said, the Warriors got guys that can take over games. And if you look at the matchup, the Warriors would give Chicago fits. All this shit about Scottie Pippen, he would shut Stephen Curry down, and Jordan would shut Klay Thompson down. Not so fast. That's fine. But here's the thing. Let's just say Stephen Curry is having a bad shoot night. Okay, and you just focus on Stephen Curry. You trying to double, triple team Stephen Curry. Well, guess what? He kicked the ball out to Klay Thompson, you know, from beyond the paint. And then Klay Thompson, he can start launching them three-pointers. Because I'm going to tell you something. When the Warriors are making their shots, they unbeatable. And I think they could wear Chicago out, keeping them, you know, with their running gun offense. And the Warriors can play half court. Now, keep in mind when the Chicago Bulls was playing, yes, they wasn't playing zone defense. And they didn't have the offensive 3-second violation. And I just don't think Dennis Rodman would be able to clog the paint against this Warriors team, because keep in mind, the Warriors can defend too. They can steal the ball also. Stephen Curry is an underrated defensive player. Then keep in mind that on offense, Draymond Green, if they put him on Dennis Rodman, he could drive Dennis Rodman out the paint, to where Chicago on defense, they couldn't clog the middle. They couldn't clog the paint. So what I'm saying is, if you keep Dennis Rodman outside the paint and keep him actually trying to defend and putting him in a one-on-one situation against Draymond Green, that would be trouble for Dennis Rodman. Because keep in mind, Dennis Rodman wasn't a scorer. Then you got Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes can launch threes. Harrison Barnes, he can go inside. Then Iguodala, great defender. I got a sneaky suspicion they would have him defend MJ on offense. So like I said, the same way we talking about matchup problems for, you know, the Warriors team would be matchup problems for the Bulls. Like I said, this is not no blowout. So like I said, if you think Chicago would go in there and just destroy the Warriors, you sadly mistaken, and you're an idiot. And you don't know shit about basketball, straight up. And this isn't me talking as a Golden State Warriors fan. This is me talking as a basketball fan. Once again, this is just the media talking. Y'all get caught up in the media with this, you know, we still gotta, you know, praise Michael Jordan shit, because that's pretty much what's going on. Because like I said, if they tried to do all that hand checking, they would get called for fouls. So, like I said, this team would bother the fuck out of the Chicago Bulls. Because keep in mind, the Warriors can get the ball up the court and start shooting. And if those three-pointers go in, keep in mind, Stephen Curry can damn near hit a three-pointer from half court. How you gonna defend that? If somebody launched the ball and it goes in, you can't defend that. You know, the Warriors don't have to drive inside the paint, because if they making their shots, they pretty much unbeatable. They didn't win 73 games for nothing. Keep in mind, the Warriors never lost back-to-backs. The Warriors never lost to the same team twice, like I said in a couple of my earlier videos. You know what I'm saying? You can beat the Warriors once, But this team, keep in mind, you have to try to beat them 4 times. Keep in mind, you're going to have to try to beat them 4 times. You beat them once, you have to try to beat this team 3 more times. And it's not going to be easy. So I'm just saying this. I'm not hating on the Chicago Bulls. I'm not, saying that this is the greatest team in the history of basketball, because there's still lots of basketball to be played. Now, if the Warriors fuck around and they get knocked out of the playoffs, this is all for nothing. But I'm just putting that out there, man. Don't fall into the bullshit that the media is sending you. This would be a very difficult series for the Chicago Bulls. Believe that. And I don't care whether Jordan is playing or not. He probably somewhere watching TV, and he probably like, thank God I didn't have to play a team like that. Yeah, Jordan will never say it, but it is what it is, y'all. Don't get caught up in that shit Scottie Pippen talked about, that they would have shut him down and all this shit. That's just talk. And they supposed to talk like that, and I understand that. But don't get caught up in this media hype shit. Real talk. Scottie Pippen somewhere going, when the camera stopped rolling, I can guarantee you Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and everybody that played on that roster is probably like, thank God we didn't have to play a team like that. So keep in mind, just keep that in mind. Now, I just provided you guys some facts and some statistics. But, let the discussion begin. It's all good. I'm out.